रागादिरोगान् सुखतान् शेषकाय प्रसृतान् शेषान् औत्सुक्यमोहारतिदाञ्जभान् यो पूर्वोऽद्याय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै ब्रह्मा स्मृत्वा जुषो वेदं प्रजापतिमजिग्रहत् सोऽश्विनौ तौ सहस्राक्षं सोत्रिपुत्रादिकान्मुनीं तेऽग्निवेशादिकांस्ते तु पृथक् तन्त्राणि ते निरे ब्रह्मणो हि समारब्धा मात्रेयाद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदकृतं वन्दे माधवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टाज्ञानी दृष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापको विषक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं प्रतनोति सः समुद्धर्थं हि कार्यस्य वयं न प्रयतामहे. Today we will talk about the next synonym of chikitsa, that is pathya. In general public also you will find this pathya is a buzzword and often it is taken in a wrong sense, wherein the general understanding of the society is pathya means things which we are not supposed to take during the treatment. And it is a main problem for people opting for Ayurvedic treatment, that because Ayurvedic treatment comes with many don'ts and less do's. But it's not the fact. The word pathya is said to be synonym of bheshaja by Charak in Chikitsasthan Adhyay 1, Rasayan Pad 1. Chikitsitam Yadhiharam Pathyam Sadhanam Aushadham Prayashchittam Prashamanam Prakriti Sthapanam Hitam Vidyat Bheshaja Namani. So in what way it is synonym of pathya, of bheshaja or chikitsa? Pathya or apathya is integral part of Ayurvedic management, not only for disease management but also for promotion of health and maintenance of health as well, restoration of health as well. So it covers both the aspects of the objective of Ayurveda, like as swasthasya swastharakshanam aturasya vikara prashamanam cha. It gets connected with both these. It is also required in swasthya avastha as well as in vikara avastha. And that's why this becomes an integral part of comprehensive management through Ayurveda. Only giving medicines or putting the patient for some procedures will not help the patient to completely recover unless and until you correct his ahar vihar, that which has to be pathyakara and which needs to be administered in a manner through which the patient's health is restored. And once the health is restored, he should be advised to follow the normal hita or ahitakara dravyas, which are ahara or vihara, both ways, to maintain his health. So pathya covers all the aspects right from swasthya rakshan to vikara prashamana, and in that sense it needs to be understood as the synonym of chikitsa. There is a discussion about the pathya and apathya terms by Charakacharya in Sutrasthan chapter 25, shlok number 45 onwards, where Charak says, Pathyam pathaha anapetam yad yachoktam manasaha priyam yacha apriyam apathyanja niyatam tanna lakshayet. The Chakrapani Tika starts with this saying that Samprati uktasya pathyasya hita aparanamnaha lakshanam aha pathyam ityadi. So this is a very important reference made by Chakrapani, where he uses hita as synonym of pathya, obviously ahita will become synonym of apathya. So pathya and apathya needs to be taken or understood in that meaning, hitakara and ahitakara, ahar vihar or dravyas, etc. And their lakshana of pathyam pathya is explained by Charak here as pathaha anapetam yad yaccha uktam manasaha priyam. So one which is anapetam, anapayi for pathaha, that is marga, sharira margas, and yad yachoktam manasaha priyam, one which is manasaha priyam, which is also liked by the patient. So there will be acceptance to this pathya. And one which is apriya and apathya, there is no fixed rule for apriya or apathya. It can vary from person to person, from condition to condition, from disease to disease. So niyatam tanna lakshed. That's why it is said that there is no conformity about apriya or apathya. It will vary from situation to situation. So pathya is that which is pathaha anapetam. Now this is word pathaha anapetam is explained by Chakrapani by saying that sharira margat sroto rupat anapetam apetam apakarakam anapetam anapakarakam. One which is harmless, we can say. Anapetam is, apakarakam means one which can do harm. Anapetam is harmless. One which is harmless to sroto, all the srotos are, all the sharira margas, all the channels that are provided in the, that are present in the body for transportation of nourishing parts to various parts of the body. So patho grahanena patho vayha dosha dhatavascha. So when the word patha is taken, it also covers the vayhaman padarthas or the material that flows through these various channels like dosha, dhatu, etc. Or patho nirvartaka dhatavaha gruhyante. One which forms this patha is also, they are dhatu ghatita avayavas or made up of various dhatus, body tissues. So that is also covered under the word patha. So tena krutsnameva shariram gruhitam bhavati. So that means patha anapetam is complete sharir, purna sharir, sampurna sharir, one which covers all the whole body and doesn't harm it. That is called as pathya on the somatic level, or the not somatic, psycho level, or the physiological level, not psycho level also. So it covers the both aspects of psychosomatic levels. Tatascha sharira anupaghati pathyamiti bhavati. So sharira anupaghati is pathya. Kimva, the another meaning given is swastha swasthya rakshanam atura vyadhi parimokshascha panthaha tasmat anapetam pathyam. Or the two major objectives, margas, for which we apply Ayurveda management, one is swasthya rakshana and another is vyadhi parimoksha. For both, one which is anapetam, one which is upakaraka, not harmful, is called pathya. So this is the aspect of physical aspect, we can say, of pathya. Now the mental aspect, on the mental level also, it needs to be acceptable, otherwise there will be hatred towards following the pathya by the patient, and that happens so many times in practice that due to hatred or due to unlikeliness of certain articles, certain recipes, certain dietary restrictions, the patients are not willing to take Ayurvedic medicines. This is not only true with Ayurvedic management also. Some of the do's and don'ts are there in place in case of modern management as well, modern medicinal management as well. but they are accepted because unfortunately modern medicine is the first choice of management till now. So everything that is told is accepted. But Ayurveda is about Ayurveda, the society's perception is selective, and we have to live with that for the time being, and we need to keep changing it. We need to keep educating other patients coming to us for change of this opinion. So, on the how it is helpful on the manasa level, एवमपि मनः अनुपघातित्वं न लभ्यते इति आह यच्चोक्तं मनसः प्रियमिति मनसः अतिप्रीत्या अभिलषितं तेन मनसः हितम् इति प्रियार्थः. So, which is acceptable by the mind, which is liked by the persons very much, that is manasah priyam. So you need to say pathya in such a manner, or you need to give some options which are acceptable by the patients mentally also, and then when the mental acceptance comes, the patient will follow it tooth and nail, and the results will be there to see. So this plays a very integral part about the success of your management. Taking only medicines will not help. There is a very famous Subhashita you must have come across with. Pathe sati gadartasya kim aushadha nishevanam, and pathe asati gadartasya kim aushadha nishevanam. So only by the difference of one the meaning changes. If the person follows pathya, there is no need to take medicines, and if he is not following pathya, there is no use of medicine. So that means the results of the medicines are dependent on following of pathya or pathya. So that needs to be understood, needs to be told to the patient, and the patient needs to be ready for that. And then that pathya needs to be manasaha priyam as well as pathaha anapetam. So tena prashama jnana jnana atikshnatpadayo gruhyante. Etena manasharira anupaghati pathyam iti pathyalakshanam anapavada muktam bhavati. So Chakrapani concise this lakshana and by taking both the aspects of mana and sharir into account, and make it this lakshana a more concise one by saying manas sharira anupaghati pathyam, one which is anupaghati, not harming mana or sharira, on the contrary one which is helpful in getting the results of your treatment is pathya. So there is another discussion taken up by Chakrapani in his commentary about another opinion of some Vaidyas or some other scholars. Anyetu pathyalakshana dvayam etat pathanti vadanti cha yadi ekam lakshanam syat tada jvaradishu tiktam bhishajam manasaha apriyatvena na pathyam syat. So this is in response to the manas sharira anupaghati pathyam lakshanam of pathya lakshana. That some says that if that is one lakshana, then when you give tikta rasa pradhan bhishaja in jvaradi yadhi, they are not actually acceptable or liked by the mind. Manasaha apriyatvena na pathyam sat. They will not be pathyakara. So etaccha anumatameva. So Chakrapani says that it is accepted by us. Yet jvare tikta prayogasya tadatvena manasaha anukulatvam. That when you do tikta prayog in jvara, it is not acceptable by the mind. It is not liked. Tikta ras is not ordinarily liked by anybody. Nacha etavata shariram pati apathyatvam bhavati. Ataha yanmatra manaha anukulatvam manasa vikara akrututvat tad vyapadeshyameva. So as far as this apatya is not is helping the sharir to cure the disease from, and not causing any manasa vikara, that pathya can be is acceptable. That can be said to be manas sharira anupaghati. So it's not always expected by the word yachoktam manasa priyam that it needs to be liked by the mind, but it is also the another aspect of this, that for the time being you are supposed to bear with the pathya, and once the condition gets over, then the pathya need not to be followed, and you can start following your normal diet or recipe which you are regularly taking. So it is only for the time being, tadatva, or the temporarily, or for a small period, wherein you need to take tiktarasa siddha yavabu etc. in jvara chikitsa. So if that is convinced to the patient, then there will be no manasa vikara like dislike or something like that, and the patient will accept it for the particular time frame, and his jvaradi vyadhi will be taken care of by the management. So that is the understanding of given by Chakrapani, that though it is acceptable that sometimes the pathya is not liked by the mind, but the patient needs to follow it for cure of the disease. Now this pathya can or pathya or apathya can be different, or apathya, in case of apathya especially, it is said that niyatam tanna lakshet, it cannot be confirmed that this particular party will be apathya always, and there are some influencing factors told by Charak which makes the particular article or recipe dietary part apathyakara. And which are these influencing factors or contributing factors? Those are said in this 46th slok of this chapter 25. Matra kala kriya bhumi deha dosha gunantaram prapya tattadhi lakshante drishyante tete bhavas tatha tatha. So whether the particular bhava or recipe or dietary article is going to be pathya or apathya needs to be seen with these criteria, or these are on these requisites: matra, kala, kriya, bhumi, deha and dosha gunantara. So that can change the pathya into apathya or apathya into pathya. One example is given by Chakrapani in discussion on this particular topic in his commentary here. Atra udaharanam yatha pathyam tavat bhrutam tad atimatram apathyam bhavati. So he has taken the very famous example of bhruta, which is a very regularly taken diet article in day-to-day diet. That this bhruta is normally considered to be pathyakara, but if it is taken in atimatra, it becomes apathyakara. Kale cha vasante apathyam, otherwise it is pathyakara, but if in kapha kala, like vasanta, as it can promote kapha, it is considered to be apathya, not to be taken in excessive quantity. That means samskarene cha viruddha dravya sanskrutam apathyam, as we know that ghruta is samskarasya anuvartana, do samskarasya anuvartana, so it can take the qualities or gurvadi gunas of the dravyas with which it is processed. So if it is processed with viruddha dravya, like ghruta is shita in virya, if it is processed in ushna virya dravyas like chitrak, pip or maricha etc., it takes up those qualities of those medicines as well, and sometimes can become apathyakara if prepared or processed in viruddha guna dravyas. Bhumau cha anupayam apathyam. In anupaya bhumi also, from where it is obtained, becomes apathya. Evam dehe atisthule doshe cha kaphe apathyam. For atisthula deha, it becomes apathyakara. So it is not promoted in obesity today also. But there is a difference between medorog and obesity. Every medorogi will not be obese, and so we need to be very careful about labeling the particular patient as sthula. In atisthula patient, which has come under the Ashtauninditiya Purusha in Ashtanga in Charak Samhita, Sutrasthan, and there Charak has explained in detail the Sthaulya dosha and Sthaulya lakshana, etc. So we need to apply that, and then if the person becomes appears to be atisthula, then Ghruta becomes apathya. So, and doshe cha kaphe apathyam. For kapha dosha, Ghruta is not always pathyakara. It can be still be given in lesser quantity, but not in excess quantity, like it can be given in Vata or Pitta Pradhan Avastha. So this way he has given taken one example of Ghruta, and how Matra Kala Kriya Bhumi Deha Dosha Gunantara can affect the Pathya Pathyatva that he has explained. Sometimes apathyamapi visham matradina hitam bhavati. If given in right dose, or even visha can become hitakara. Yatha rasayane vishasya tilam dadyat. In Chikitsasthan Adhyay 1, Rasayan Pad, where while discussing about Aindra Rasayanam, Chikitsasthan Adhyay 1 Pad 3, Sutra number 24 to 29. In this, Aindra Rasayan is discussed by Charakacharya. Aindri Matsyakhyako Brahmi Vacha Brahma Suvarchala Pippalyo Lavanam Hema Shankhapushpi Visham Ghrutam Esham Triyavakan Bhagan Hemasarpihi Vishair Vina Dvau Yavau Tatra Hemnastu Tilam Dadyat Vishasyacha Sarpishascha Palam Dadyat Tadaikadhyam Prayojet Ghruta Prabhutam Sakshaudram Jirne Channam Prashasyate. Here you will find Hemnastu Tilam Dadyat Vishasyacha. So Visha is also used in particular quantity in Matra, Yogya Matra, Suyogya Matra, and it becomes Hitakara. So even Apathya like Visha also can become Pathyakara. So Yasmat Evam Ekantat Apathyatvam Anishchitam. So Apathya cannot be labeled always as Apathya. Prayovada Pathyadatu Nishchita. So how much in case of Pathya also it is Prayovada, Prayaha Pathya. So always you need to understand how much it is taken, in what quantity, how long, and that's why Charak also makes a very shrewd observation in the discussion of Vyadhi Kshamatva in Adhyay 28. Sutrasthan Adhyay 28, Sutra number 7, while discussing about Vyadhi Kshama Sharirani, he has this to say, Nahi sarvani apathyani tulya doshani, nacha sarve doshaha tulya balaha. So all the apathyas will not generate the same amount of dosha. It depends on all these factors which Charak has listed out here: Matra, Kala, Kriya, Bhumi, Deha, Dosha Gunantara. So these will be influencing the effect of Apathya or Pathya on the Sharir, but it needs to be followed in both the conditions, Swasthya as well as Vyadhi Avastha, for better results. And that's why in this chapter 25th, before this discussion, in Shlok number 38 and 39 before the Agre Sangraha, you will find that Charak has provided a list of Nitya Pathyakara Dravyas or Nitya Hitakara Dravyas, and also ahitatama or ahitakara dravyas. The list is like this. Tadyatha lohitashalayaha shukadhanyanam pathyatamatve srishthatama bhavanti. So he has taken the best from every group, like shukadhanya, shamidhanya, shimbidhanya, etc., lavana varga. So those which are discussed in annapana vidhi, all the dietary articles or grains and everything is distributed under different groups or different gana, we can say, or varga, the word used by Charak. Anna yogi, anna varga, dhanya varga, shuka varga, shami varga, shimbi varga, like that, or jala varga, madhu varga, kshira varga. So under each category, what is the best in pathyakara, that has been told by Charak here in the 38th slok of 25th chapter. So Lohitashali is based among Shuka Dhanya, that is the grains which you are regularly taking, like Shali, Kodhuma, etc. In that category, Lohitashali, Raktashalyaha is the best one. Tamadi Sal, which is called as in local languages. Mudgaha Shamidhanyanam, in pulses Shamidhanya, that which one which comes in this thing. It is called as Mudga is based in that group for as Pathyakara. So occasionally you can take Masura, Tuari, or Masha, Chanaka, then Rajamasha, Mash, etc. But Mudga will be the best in that category for Pathyatamatva. Antariksham Udakanam. Antariksha Udak, one which is coming down in during rains and before it comes into contact with the soil, when it is collected, that Udak is called as Antariksha Udak or Divya Udak, and it is said to be Pathyakara, Pathyatama in this category of Udak. Saindhavam Lavananam, amongst the category of Lavana, Saindhav is considered to be Pathyakara. Jivanti Shakam Shakanam, Jivanti Shaka is considered to be best in the category of Shaka Varga for Pathya, from the Pathya point of view. And then from the Mausa Varga also, various groups or various Vargas are taken for discussion, and the best or the Pathyakara from that particular Varga is listed out by Charak, though we will seldom get all this variety to eat today when there are a lot of curbs, controls and rules in place about animal poaching and all. Aineyam Murga Mausanam, Lavaha Pakshinam, Godha Bileshayanam. So in Mruga Mausa category, Aina is Sreshtha, in Pakshi Lava is Sreshtha, in Bileshaya Godha, that is Ghurpad called in Marathi, that is Sreshtha. Rohito Matsyanam, in Matsya Varga Rohita Matsya is Sreshtha. Gavyam Sarpi Sarpisham, amongst the Sarpi Ghruta Varga, Gavya Sarpi, Gogruta is Sreshtha. Gokshiram Kshiranam, same thing is Gokshira is Sreshtha in Kshira, Pathyatama. Tilatailam Sthavara Jatanam Snehanam, in Sthavara Sneha, Tilataila is Sreshtha. Varahavasa Anupamruga Vasanam, though Tilatail you will find today not in regular use for cooking, but if you see the textual references, always the word Taila itself is derived from Tilodbhavam Tailam. So it is very clear that when we say Taila, it has to be Tila Taila. So it is Sreshtha in Sthavara Jata Sneha. Sthavara Sneha, which is months which are obtained from the plants. Varahavasa Anupamruga Vasanam, in Anupamruga Vasa, Varahavasa, that is Shukar Vasa, pigs, Vasa obtained from the from pigs is Sreshtha. Chuluki Vasa Matsya Vasanam. In Matsya Vasa, Chuluki Vasa, the name of the Matsya is Chuluki. Pakahamsa Vasa Jalachara Vihanga Vasanam. Pakahamsa is Shweta Rajahamsa, white swan. That Vasa is Sreshtha in Jalachara Vihanga Vasa, from the bird category, which is Jalachara. Kukkuta Vasa Vishkira Shakuni Vasanam. Ajamedaha Shakhada Medasam. Kukkuta Vasa also is told to be Pathyakara in Vishkira Shakuni Vasanam. Vishkira means is a special category of birds wherein they eat by just scraping the soil by their palms and then eat, then pick the grains or whatever is their food is there. So that's why they are called as Vishkira. Vishkirya Ashanti iti Vishkiraha. So Kukkuta Vasa is very can be usable because it will be regularly can be made available. Ajamedaha Shakhada Medasam. Those animals which are nourished on Shakha or Patra, in that category Ajameda is Sreshtha. Aja means shedi or sheep, and made of that or charbi, that or fat of the Aja is Sreshtha in Shakhada Meda animals. Shrungaveram Kandanam. In Kanda, Shrungavera or Ardrak Kanda is Sreshtha or Pathyatama. Mridvika Phalanam. In Phala category, Mridvika is Pathyatama. That is black currants or resins, black resins. Sharkara Ikshu Vikaranam. In Ikshu Vikar, the most Pathyatama is Sharkara. And today you will find that people are calling Sharkara as white poison. So it's the modern dietetics and Ayurveda differs on many accounts. This is one of the point of difference, because Sharkara is not outrightly banned in Ayurveda Samhitas. On the contrary, you will find that Sharkara is promoted for certain important functions like Brahman, etc. Sharkara Kshaudra Sarpimshi Sarvesham Vidhi Brahmanam. It is what Charak says about Brahmana, that Sharkara, Kshaudra, Sharkara, Kshira and Sarpi are the best among for Brahman category, for Brahman purpose. And here also Charak says in Pathya category, in Ikshu Vikar, Sharkara is Shrestha. So all this list, he says, iti prakrutyaiva hitatamanam ahara vikaranam pradhanyataha dravyani vyakhyatani bhavanti. So these are hitatama ahara vikar, which can be taken regularly for swasthya rakshana as well. For Vyadhi Prashamana, what are the Pathya and Apathya, that will come later on for discussion. In Ahitatama category, Charak says, now he is telling about Apathya Karadravyas. Yavakaha Shuka Dhanyanam Apathya Tamatves Prakrushtatama Bhavanti. So among the Shuka Dhanya, the grains, Yavaka is said to be of Ahitakara for Sharira, so should not be taken regularly. Once in a while, if taken, will not harm much, but regular intake is contraindicated. Mashaha Shami Dhanyanam, a very significant reference. Masha, Udid, is among Shami Dhanya, among pulses, is considered to be the Ahitat Karadravya, and you will find many of the South Indian dishes, they are having one of the ingredient as Masha. So we need to think on this, whether it can be taken regularly or not, and what effects it will have on the swasthya. Varshanadeyam Udakanam. The most apathyakara among Udaka Varga is Varshanadeya. Waters of river during Varsha Ritu is Ahitakara. Usharam Lavananam. Ushar Bhumi or Ushar Bhauma Lavana is considered to be Ahitakara in Lavana category. Sarshapa Shaka Shakanam. In Shaka Varga, Sarshapa Shaka or Mohari or Sarshapa Patra Shaka is considered to be Apathyakara. Gomamsam Mrugamamsanam. In the four-legged animals, Mrugamamsa, Gomamsa is Ahitakara or Ahitattama, Apathyakara. Kanakapotaha Pakshinam. The mausa of Kanakapota among the birds is Ahitakara or Apathyakara. Bheko Bileshayanam. In Bileshaya animals, Bheka, that is frogs, is considered to be Apathyakara. Now you will see so many things of this category is in regular use of people are consuming it regularly. So how their swasthya can be saved, that God knows. So we need to educate people coming to us on these accounts as well, that for regular use there are certain things being told from each varga and certain are not advised to be taken. Chilichimo Matsyanam, Avikam Sarpihi Sarpisham, Avikshiram Kshiranam. So, Avikshira, Avika Sarpi is Ahitatama. Kusumbha Sneha Sthavara Snehanam, and another significant reference. Kusumbha Sneha means the oil obtained from Kardai or Kusumbha Bija. The today's leading brand of oil, Saffola, is made up from Kusumbha Sneha, and it is taken by, it is advised to be taken by even the doctors in patients who are suffering from elevated levels of cholesterol, etc. So Ayurveda don't promote it. So we need to educate the people coming to us as patients on this account as well. It is said in the context of Uma and Kusumbha, Atasi and Kusumbha Sneha by Vagbhat in Sutrasthan chapter 6, that Uma Kusumbhajam cha Ushnam Tvagdosham Kapha-Pittakrit. So it promotes Tvagdosh, it is Ushna as compared to some other Snehas, and also it is Kapha-Pittakrit. It promotes Kapha and Pitta as well. So it should not be taken regularly. But today people are taking it as it considered to be good for heart. Again, there is contradictions of opinions. Mahishavasa Anupamrugavasanam, Kumbhiravasa Matsyavasanam, Kamu Kakamadguvasa Jalacharha Vihangavasanam. So these are different from different categories being said to be Ahitakara or Apathyakara. Chatakavasa Vishkira Shakuni Vasanam, Hastimedaha Shakhad Medasam, Nikucham Phalanam. Again, this Nikucha Phala is sometimes taken in this particular part of Anupadesha. In Kokani, you must have heard the word Vatachi Sola. That is actually the sola prepared from Nikucha Phala, which is considered to be Avara in Phala Varga. Charak says, Ashtangarude, in Ashtangarude, Sutrasthan chapter 6, you will find that Phalanam Avaram Tatra Lakucham Sarvadoshakrit. Lakucha or Nikucha, both are synonyms of the Phala. It is said to be Avara, or the most Kanishtha in the category of Phala Varga and considered to be Sarvadoshakrita. So that is also listed here in Apathyakara Dravyas. Alukam Kandana. Alu, again, a very commonly taken article in Anupadesh. In Kokani it is called as Madi. The Alu Kanda of Alu are Ahitakara or Apathyakara, which are very regularly taken especially during rains in parts of Konkan. Phanitam Ikshuvikaranam, this you will find in especially in the sugar belt. Phanita, the intermediate product of when the ikshurasa is recooked, processed to prepare guda. It is the intermediate product taken out in somewhat it is thick liquid, we can say, of the ikshurasa, where it is half cooked ikshurasa like, and that is called as phanita in local languages. It is called as kakvi in Maharashtra, and the sugar belt from Kolhapur, Satara, etc. You will find it is there in their use. So phanitam ikshu vikarana. I have come across one patient who was suffering from diabetes for years together and taking almost 18 to 20 tablets of modern medicine as well as Ayurvedic, and still complaining that his sugar is not coming under control. And when I asked about this, about his diet and all other things, it came to my notice that there is a tradition in their house. The family was originally from Karwar. I don't know the source, how this tradition came into their daily use, but there was a tradition in their family wherein they used to take phanita, little quantity of phanita, 20-30 ml like, on regular basis during their breakfast. So, and it is rich in sugar. It can promote diabetes definitely, and also it is apathyakara according to Ayurveda also, and that needs to be stopped, otherwise the person will not feel better anytime. So this way also you will find some wrong traditions going on, and we need to stop them under the apathya category they goes, because so phanitam ikshu vikaranam, phanita is ikshu vikara इति प्रकृत्या एव अहिततमान आहार विकाराणां प्रकृष्टतमानि द्रव्याणि व्याख्यातानि भवन्ति. So this is the category of ahara vikar which comes under apatya category. In Ashtanga Hridaya you will find this list of nitya pathya dravya and nitya apatya dravya, or dravyas which can be taken regularly and which cannot be taken regularly. That kind of list is provided by Ashtanga Hridaya. Ashtanga Hridaya Sutra Sthan Adhyay 8 Sutra 39 onwards you will find that list. He first discussed about bhojan, what not to be taken regularly. So bhojanam truna keshadi jushtam ushnikrutam punaha. So bhojanam truna keshadi jushtam, wherein it is truna kesha comes in any of the article, any of the recipe, it needs to be thrown out, should not be taken. Ushnikrutam punaha, one which is again heated, should not be taken. So always the classics will promote fresh food, but today for many reasons people are not able to take freshly cooked food because they are at working place and it is not possible always for them to take fresh food, especially for those who are carrying tiffins with them. Shaka avaranna bhuyishtham atyushna lavanam teje. This is a very significant reference. Again, Shaka bhuyishtha. Always it is said in modern dietetics that green leafy vegetables are good for health, but if you see the opinions of Samhita, they contradict with this. Always. On the contrary, the phala shaka are more promoted as pathyakara rather than patra shaka. And that's why here you will find shaka bahula. The quantity of shaka should not be more than the anna that you are taking or the basic food that you are taking. For example, if you are taking rice, if you are taking eating chapati as your main source of food, the shaka should be lesser than this. It cannot be more than that. And also about patra shaka, there are certain ways of preparation being advised by the text. In Ashtanga Hridaya itself, you will find that the Patra Shaka, especially the green leafy vegetables, there is a special way of preparation advised by Ashtanga Hridaya. When he says, Svinnam Vishpiditarasam Snehadhyam Nati Doshalam. So they need to be steamed, then squeeze out the rasa from that, juice from that, and then they need to be taken in Snehadhya form. So that is allowed. So there is a specific way of preparation as well. So Shaka Bhuvishta Bhojana or the food should not be dominated, or diet should not be dominated with Shaka. And many times today, under the influence of modern dietics, you will find people taking raw salad, vegetables in salad form, and that too raw as their mains meals as well, for breakfast also or for lunch also. They prefer to take a lot of salads, which is not promoted by Ayurveda here. Avaranna mashadi tad bhuyishtham. So again, all the South Indian dishes needs to be reviewed in this context. Atyushnam atilavanam cha tejet, and excessive lavana also is not advisable. Otherwise, that bhojan becomes apathyakara and will become source of onset of many diseases. So we need to avoid this during our bhojana. Then the list of apathyakara dravyat or na shilayet cannot be taken on regular basis according to Vagbhat is given by Vagbhat here from Ashtanga Hridaya Sutra 8 by 41. Kilata dadhi kuchika kshara shuktama mulakam krusha shushka varahavi gomatsya mahishamisham masha nishpava shaluka visapishta virudhakam shushka shakani yavakan phanitanchana shilayet. So kilata dadhi kurchika, these are all dadhi yogurt today is taken very regularly, or paneer kurchika is not advisable to be taken regularly. Excess of kshara, eating papad on a regular basis also should be contraindicated here, because it contains kshar in form of tankana kshar, especially in udid papad. Shukta amamulaka or raw muli, radish. Krusha shushka varaha from Matsya Varga, Avi Varga, Go Matsya, Mahisha, Mausa is contraindicated to be, should not be taken regularly. Masha should not be taken regularly. Nishpava, also one of the category of cereals or pulses, in local language called as pauta. Shaluka, that is alukanda. Bisapishta virudhaka dhanya, again sprouted pulses, which is again promoted today in raw form as healthy diet, is contraindicated or to be taken for on regular basis by Ayurveda Samhitas. Shushka Shaka, then Yavakan and Phanitam should not be taken regularly. So what can be taken regularly? That list also comes immediately after this. Shilayet Shali Godhuma Yava Shashtika Jangalam. So from the Shali Varga, Shashtika Shali, Sathe Sal, it is called as one which gets completely prepared for after cultivation in 60 days. That category species of Shali is preferred over others. Godhuma, Yava is another grain. And Jangala Mausa, among the Shaka Varga, Sunishannaka Shaka, Jivanti Shaka, Balamulaka, Vastukam. Vastuka means takwat in local language in Marathi. Pathya, Amalaka, Mrudvika, black resins. Patoli, Mudga, Patol, that is snake gourd, is advised to be taken regularly. Mudga also can be taken regularly. Sharkara, Ghruta, Divyodaka, Kshira, Kshaudra, Dadima, Sandhavam. So these are articles which can be taken regularly in diet. So source of pathya. So we have just seen the Pathyakara Ahar or Ahar Dravya in Swasthya Rakshana today. For Vyadhi, we will take the stock in next lecture. We will stop for today. Thank you.